Hey guys, Maddie here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're having a terrific weekend. Right now, the market is slightly up and very flat on the week. In fact, if you take a look at Bitcoin, 0.0% moves across the last 7 days. So we're still kind of all holding our breath to see if this whole Wyckoff hypothesis will play out. In the meantime, I wanted to cover some of the very important news highlights from this past week. We have some major partnerships, we have some altcoin updates. So it'll be a bit of a shorter video, honestly, but just some important highlights that I thought ought to be covered. If you like this kind of content, guys, Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and altcoins, of course, be sure to like and subscribe to Altcoin Buzz. Let's begin with something pretty historic. We've been covering it. We've been tweeting about it. You've likely seen this in the news. We're talking about a sponsorship deal to the tune of a massive figure, $175 million between Crypto.com and the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship. You can read about this on the website, altcoinbuzz.io. In another remarkable development for the Crypto.com ecosystem, the top cryptocurrency exchange has secured a multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal with the world's leading mixed martial arts organization, the UFC. Don't forget, it was just a few weeks ago that we were reporting on their major milestone sponsorship deal with Formula One, with F1. So hot off the heels of that, now you have this purportedly 10-year deal between Crypto.com and the UFC. UFC.com, of course, is covering it. And my understanding is that this is a Fight Pass sponsorship deal. So look, I'm not the biggest UFC fan in the world, but it means that the logo of Crypto.com is going to be emblazoned on the shirts of the fighters. And you have some pretty important fights coming up. If you're a big fan of that world, then you know that there's some big matches that are going to be debuting the logo for Crypto.com. So you think about Litecoin, that has had some representation in UFC, but it's never really gotten a lot of hype. This is going to be much more prominent, much more center stage in a very big way. A lot of people are very excited about it. Again, $175 million, but in my opinion, more importantly, a 10-year deal. So this is going to stretch a decade. Everybody's writing about this, CNBC.com. Here's what apparently some of the gear is going to look like. So Crypto.com tweeting, big news, UFC and Crypto.com announced historic price partnership. Crypto.com is UFC's first official crypto platform partner. So again, Litecoin was a partner, but not a crypto platform partner. And secondly, Crypto.com is also the UFC's first global official fight kit partner. See you at UFC 264, which is coming up very quickly. By all accounts, this is what the new gear, this is what some of the, I don't know if you call this a jersey or whatever, but this is what some of the gear, some of the equipment is going to look like. So very, very cool indeed, Crypto.com. And look, despite that, we're still kind of in this sideways environment where Bitcoin is being a little bit schizophrenic, trying to figure out what it wants to do. Crypto.com moving a little bit, but not really, as you can see, up 4% on the week. So nothing too special, nothing too crazy, but this is the long game that's being played out now. 10 years is a long time, and this is going to be kind of a slow build in terms of the reputation, in terms of the word of mouth, in terms of getting the message out. This, to me, very much kind of adds credibility to the brand. Let's put it that way. All right, moving right along, Travala.com, where you can book your travel with cryptocurrency, is adding Firo now. So Firo.org fans who has a trip to Bora Bora on their bucket list, book one of their famous overwater bungalows we offer there, and check out this bucket list experience with Firo, of course, previously known as Zcoin. I'm sure you guys know about this, but if you haven't checked out Travala.com, maybe you have some excess crypto to burn. You want to go on a trip now that things are kind of opening up again. They are the most cryptocurrency-friendly travel booking site. If you take a look at their payment options, now I know you may not want to part ways with your precious crypto and all these different altcoins that they accept, but take a look at all of these names. All of these can be used to pay for your travel and for your bookings on Travala.com. It's a very shrewd business move, in my opinion, allowing Travala.com to accept payment in assets that they deem to be, assets that are going to appreciate with time. So kudos to Firo for being added to the list. That is awesome. Cartesi is in the news here with new information about their MVP, minimum viable product. Registration is now open for Cartesi's Poker Texas Hold'em MVP. With Cartesi, an entirely new era of dApps are possible. You can participate in our MVP and earn rewards for providing feedback. Check out poker.cartesi.io. If you want to know why and how, you can check out this video below, which basically covers everything. Cartesi's Texas Hold'em brings trust back to online poker. And that's always been I've never been into online poker. I don't mind playing a round of poker with my buddies, if it's in person or whatever. But, going back I guess 15, 20 years, I've always thought to myself, if I'm playing against, first of all, other people, other players, how do I have assurance, if they're all strangers, how do I have any assurance that it's just not, 4 other players in one room in real life and then me in another part of the world being scammed? Or how do I have any assurance that those 4 other players aren't just bots? Or how do I know that the system isn't rigged against me? I've never had faith in, gambling platforms. Let's put it that way. Again, gambling in the real life is still kind of a losing proposition for the most part. I'm not the best poker player in the world, but especially when it comes to online poker. So this is a great video. It explains why Cartesi is solving this problem, bringing trust back into online poker. Very important indeed. Moving right along, Umbrella Network is in the news, our friends over at Umbrella. Just in case you were under the rock this past week, we're now live, Umbrella that is, on BSC Binance Smart Chain Mainnet. You can check Block Explorer and read the full ANN. AAX is also in the news, and you can check out our coverage of AAX. We talked about the big challengers to Binance Coin BNB in our recent overview of popular exchanges that we feel whose tokens really do stand a chance to compete with BNB, at least as far as appreciation in the near future. So we covered AAX, we covered KuCoin, we covered Delta Exchange, we covered OKX. And AAX now with this update, they've added the following 5 spot trading pairs: BTT, FIL, PSG, REP, and SOC. All USDT trading pairs. For more information, you can check out the link that is provided there. TomoChain is one of the few projects that really has been on a roll recently. And if you've been following Tomo in the last week, they're not in the top 100 here, but they've been performing very nicely indeed. 9.6% in these last 24 hours. Taking a look at their 7-day performance, it's up even higher over the last 7 days. Yeah, up, wow, 41.7%, up 78% in the last month. The last 2 weeks, 56% in the last month. So TomoChain, with all kinds of updates, working hard behind the scenes really to continue performing, which is always commendable. After TomoChain's collaboration with Moe, Vietnam's prime minister has asked the VN State Bank to conduct a pilot implementation of cryptocurrency-based technology for the next 2 years. That is awesome. Blockchain development is looking bright in Vietnam. Vietnam, really one of these countries. We talk about Central America. We talk about Nicaragua and Panama and Paraguay now moving to legalize Bitcoin as national tender. Of course, we talk about El Salvador. But, behind the scenes, Vietnam is doing some very interesting stuff, especially with TomoChain. They love TomoChain, and for good reason. So this is fantastic news. Great for the project, great for the country as well. Read about that here on cryptobriefing.com. Vietnam changes tune on crypto with pilot plans, which will focus on the implementation of cryptocurrency-based technology. A couple of updates now from our friends over at Zookeeper. Have you seen the new Tasty Top NFT in our market? The Fairy Dust Donut has a stunning plus 74% and minus 15.66%. Would you also like to get your hands on one of these? Buy a chest or go for an expedition. If this all sounds like gibberish to you, you don't know what we're talking about, check out the video that we put out yesterday, an overview of the Zookeeper platform, which is basically a new way to dual yield farm. It's a new way to harvest NFTs and to put them to use in a very practical sense. You can also buy and sell in a new marketplace system that's a lot of fun to use. So check out that video. I'll link to that in the description below. And with that video's context kind of understood, I think you'll also better understand this tweet, because otherwise I have to concede it can be a little bit tricky. At Zoo Farming is the handle. Last week's market sales, there were exactly 100 NFT sales with an approximate total value of $48,000. All 100 market sales were conducted using Zoo tokens. Kudos to our friends over at Zookeeper. And finally in the news here, Linear Finance. At Linear Finance, update LDFI monthly rebalancing is now complete. Check out the link, guys, that is provided. We'll also include that in the description below. It's on medium.com. That is it for the news today, everybody. Just wanted to do a quick update, a quick weekend roundup, if you will. If you like this kind of content, as always, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell to receive notifications as well. That way you are updated as to our new publications. None of this is financial advice, but of course we do wish you luck if you choose to invest. Have a great Saturday, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, a great weekend. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.